And we are live. Welcome everyone to the Add1 finale number 22 and number 23. We are going to answer some burning questions, and also we're going to give away 2 flight tickets in this hangout. So, first of all, let's introduce... My hair is just out of control, but just don't mind me. Let's first of all introduce the polyglots who just really here to contribute and just to be our judge, to watch the videos of people who actually went through the Add1Challenge, and they just giving their time just because they want to contribute. So I'm really thankful for them. So let's introduce the polyglot. Who likes to go first? Okay.
Go ahead.
Vlad.
Vlad was pointing to you, but I'll start. My name is Jan from A. I'm co-founder of Language Boost, and it's a website. We also have a YouTube channel where we help people to get to a conversational language in a foreign language quickly.
Great, great. And have you done Add1Challenge before yourself, yeah, Jan?
Sorry? Yeah. And I used to be, I'm still very proud to tell everyone that I was not sure if I was the first or the second participant ever in the Add1Challenge. I still remember the day that Brian told me, you know what, why shouldn't we learn Japanese for the next 90 days? Yeah, so I've done a few of these challenges myself as well with Japanese and Cantonese.
Great. Let's see. Okay, Richard is trying to get in to the hangout, but it's full. Let's see. Do we have 10 people here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, you should be able to come in. Let's see. Okay, Vlad, can you mute your mic, please?
That's absolutely.
We can hear you.
That's not right, because you can have no.
Okay, Vlad, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello. My name is Vladimir Skuteti. I'm an interpreter of Mandarin Chinese and English, and I teach English and Mandarin Chinese. And I've been every now and then judging these wonderful Add1 challenges with Jan and with Richard and with others. Very nice to be here again. Thank you.
All right. Hey, there's Richard.
Hello.
We're just introducing the polyglots. You can introduce yourself.
Oh, hurrah. Hello, everyone. I'm Richard Simcott, and originally from the UK, and at the moment I'm in Montreal in Canada, because I'm going to be speaking at Langfest in Montreal at the end of the month. And yeah, otherwise, I work with languages, I love languages, and been taking part in these finales since the beginning, I guess. And it's always a pleasure to see everyone learning lovely languages. And this time, no exception. Everyone's done such an amazing job. So glad to be part of it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here again, Richard. Okay, so let's... Sorry, everyone's all nervous. Let's see. Let's go right in the question. Do you guys have any questions for the polyglots? People who are in the hangout.
Yeah.
Sure. Luke or Troy?
Luke first.
Okay, Luke first. Go ahead, Luke.
Okay. It's not really directly related to language learning, but I wanted to ask, I guess specifically Jan, because I've watched a few of his vlogs in Thailand and Mexico. I've tried it a bit before, and I feel like really self-conscious when I'm doing it. I was wondering if there's any way to like get used to it, or any tips or advice you'd have, or just in case of just start and then you'll get over the hump, so to speak.
Hey, Luke. Sorry, I didn't understand the question very well. What was the question? How to get started learning the language?
No, it's when you're doing like a video vlog and you're walking around like filming yourself in public. Do you feel do you feel like self-conscious?
Guys, let's stick to the question to Unless Jan has a really fast answer. How do you get over?
Sorry. How do I get over what?
Just ignore it. Sorry.
He's asking you about how to vlog, like how do you get started, and also talking to people. Is that what you're asking, Luke?
No, it was to do with like it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, how do I? Okay, the question was. I will answer the question. How do you get started speaking a language? The first thing is that you actually need to make sure that you know some words and phrases. I mean, you need to do something before you get started. They say speaking from day one. Yeah, I think it's a good philosophy, but maybe not from the first day. Maybe it's better to learn a few words and phrases first. Normally, actually, I start speaking a language online before I use the language in real life. But this is a personal approach. I feel more confident if I know that I actually can maintain a conversation with someone. And I think a good way to practice like conversational skills is online, by doing it online.
Got it. Troy, what's your question?
Okay. So that's my turn. Okay, thank you. My question will be really fast. It will be really simple. You can just answer me yes or no, and answer me why as well. Now I'm learning Polish in a reasonable level. Sorry, Portuguese. But I still need to check on the dictionary and something. And my question is, now I want to learn really fast French or German in 1 month, because I have already know Portuguese and Spanish and Italian, so French will be easier for me. And my question will be, should I really focusing on learning French first, or I should just learning Polish until the B2 level, and then I can release myself to other languages? Thank you. And this question is for all of the polyglots here. It's not for a specific one.
If you want, so for me, I always normally do 2 languages, one that's similar to the languages I already speak, and then a different one. So I say go for it and try it and see how you feel. Just be aware that, of course, if you're dedicating yourself to 2 languages, your time's split.
Yeah.
So you can't expect to make the same progress as quickly in 2 languages as you can in 1. That's the only thing I'd say, but there's no other reason why not. I know that other people who learn multiple languages have different views on learning more than one at a time, but that's my experience.
Okay, thank you. Because in Portugal, there have a lot of French tourists who will absolutely speak no English. So that was an idea. And for someone who knows Chinese here, I brought some French keywords books, and with a little bit sweet pictures and cute phrases for learning French in a very short time. And any other people want to give me some advice? Please.
So if you want to learn French in a month, that's the only thing you should do, is to learn French from morning to evening, because it's not easy. So
yeah, it's not easy.
No, I guess no Polish, no Portuguese, no eating, no sleeping. Just French.
Yeah, just French with a lot of listening and reading and stuff, right? Focusing. Thank you. 我覺得你廣東話講得好好嘅，其實。
Okay, that was, I think, then for Vladimir. She just said that you speak very good Cantonese, Vladimir, in Cantonese. I do think it's possible to reach a conversational level in French in 1 month, especially if you speak Portuguese already. I did the same thing a few years ago. I spoke Portuguese and I learned French. I could hold a good, meaningful conversation after a month. A lot of mistakes. I think you can do the same. So if you want to learn French, yes, then dedicate all the free time you have to learning French. But I would say, what motivates you? I mean, if you have a strong reason to first learn Polish until like a really high level, then go for Polish. If you really want to use French with a tourist in Portugal, for that. But what's the most important?
What's the most important motivation? Or okay, I'll think about that.
Great, thank you for your question. Thank you. All right, great. So let's move on to the next question. This is from Yi Fei. This is what she said. I'm so excited. Vlad is one of my favorite polyglots. My question is, how to not mix two similar languages? We answer this question every single time almost. For example, there are many German words that are identical to their English counterparts in spelling, but you pronounce them quite differently. I think this might also be a problem for those who are learning Mandarin and Japanese and Cantonese. Sometimes I have trouble pronouncing English-German words, or my brain simply blanks on words. So how do you not mix those languages that are similar?
I think that the main problem is that this happens when you're not very proficient in the languages that you're learning or speaking. So you just need to practice one of the two first a lot until you get really, really good in it. And once you're like proficient, or once you're really good in that language, it's probably not going to happen that often. And then you can learn the second one, and the two languages should be pretty isolated in your brain at some point. So that's I don't know. I mean, I think the best way to avoid this is to just become really, really fluent in one of those languages, and the second one, I would say.
Okay, we would want to answer as many questions as we can. So anybody in the Hangout has any other questions?
Yeah, sure, I have one. I find that if I pay somebody to speak to me, I'm not that nervous because they have no choice. But if I try to talk to people at work or anyone else, as soon as they say a word that I don't know, I freeze and I immediately revert back to English.
You can pay them. You can still pay them.
It's very difficult to have conversations with people that you know in their native language. I haven't been able to figure out how to do that, especially since I have people around me I can speak with. Anybody have ideas? Just go for it, or?
I had a little trick. When I was in Taiwan and I used to teach English, I had some students that were very shy, and they were afraid to speak. Like, it was basically just me talking, and it was very difficult to make them speak. And so what I did once was to just say, look, I'm going to start the timer, and you are going to speak on your own for 2 minutes. I'm not going to say a word. Even if you're going to be quiet for 30 seconds, I'm not going to say anything. And it was always like magical how it worked, because they didn't say anything first, then one word, second word, and they realized that they have to talk, and they're quiet, nobody's speaking, so they had to start speaking, and they did. And after the first minute, they just started speaking, and that was it. And never again were they shy. So what you can do maybe is to have a little timer, and timer itself and say, don't revert back to German to English for 1 minute or for 2 minutes, and you just like set yourself this rule, and see how it works out. Who knows? Maybe it will.
So in this case, for him, it would be like, okay, friend, you be quiet, and let's look at this timer, and let me wait for me to say one word.
No, what I meant is not to revert to English for 2 minutes. Like, that would be the rule. Like,
I see. Daniel, your problem is like you couldn't, because there's someone that you know, you can't really start speaking yourself. Is that what you mean?
Well, I think I just get super nervous, and it's because maybe it's because you feel like you're being judged or something, because it's someone that you do know, like a work colleague. It's just a different environment to speak in their language. I'll try the idea. It's a neat idea.
Richard and Jan, do you have anything Anything you'd like to add?
I think that's.
Yeah, I think what. No, Richard, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jan. Go, Jannetje.
Are you sure? Okay, thank you. I do recognize this problem. Actually, I do have this problem myself as well, especially at the beginner stages. What I always try to do, and it doesn't always work, but I try to smile, relax. I think that's the most important thing. That way they won't take you so seriously, and they see that you try to make an effort, and I think this way they maybe don't judge you that fast, and they're more willing to help you. That's my tip.
Nothing really much more to add on to that. I think that, yeah, sounds like good advice to me.
Hey guys, actually, I think their opinion are really useful because I tried to practice my super basic Polish in my city in the northern of Portugal. I met some Polish people, and I smile and good morning, good afternoon, hello, how are you, what's your name? Even in French, German, Polish, I try to use it in a pub and it worked. So just go ahead and it will work.
Dan, can you smile for us? There you go.
I can laugh too. It's my uncomfortable laugh.
You can smile. Very good. All right, you can do it. All right. Any other question in the group? Okay. All right. So let's introduce the finalists. Oh, okay. First, Add1Challenge 22. Who would like to introduce? So basically, you're sharing, okay, what language you learned and basically what you got out of Add1Challenge for yourself. The first group. Let's see. Yeah.
I can start. So I was in A1C23. I did Italian, and it was the language that I already had some knowledge of. Was to improve, to come from sort of lower intermediate to higher intermediate or even advanced level. And for me, it was very useful because I realized just how much work it takes actually to take your level to take your language to higher level, because to be intermediate, to be able to communicate, that's all okay, but then to be like really proficient, it takes a lot of work, a lot of speaking. And due to Add1Challenge, I forced myself to speak a lot with native speakers, and that helped a lot. And yeah, it was a fun journey. Other than this challenge number 22, I did number 18 in Mandarin, where I was total beginner. I started from scratch. So it was a rather like painful experience, 3 months of Chinese, but it was awesome because I realized that nothing is impossible really, because Chinese was for me just some like random noise. And after 3 months, I started to understand a few things when native speakers speak and stuff, and I started learning characters, and I discovered new culture, it was awesome. So for me, just Add1Challenge rocks, and I'm very happy to be here and honored to be here in this final.
Great, thank you so much for sharing and on all your participation. Okay, let's see. Next is Tatiana's not here, but she's her native language is Russian. She learned Italian. What she said, let's see. Why did she join the Add1Challenge? She joined because why? For a new challenge. I'm interested to try something new. I hope to meet enthusiastic learners and improve together. let's see. And then the biggest thing that she got was from the Add1Challenge is the power of community. I know for sure without support from friends, I couldn't stay motivated. I couldn't enjoy learning like she did. And that was Tatiana's. She can't make it, so I just basically sharing what she got. Now, Daniel, can you share with us what language you learned and what your experience with the Add1Challenge, what you learned for yourself?
Yeah, I studied German in the challenge, Add122. It was kind of interesting for me because when I did Add1Challenge 7 and 8, those were in Spanish. I didn't know a word of Spanish when I started. With German, I studied it in high school, 1979. So I had no clue what it was going to be like trying to go from high school German that I hadn't spoken in 35 years to Add1Challenge. And I had a super time. Tatiana was in my mastermind group, so we had a lot of fun encouraging each other amongst all of the other participants in the mastermind group and the study group with me. And certainly I had to thank Mo because he recorded my 15-minute conversation with me, and tried not to be nervous, but it was quite a bit of fun. So yeah. I think what you get out of it is sure study habits, because you have to commit to your yays at whatever frequency you've decided at the beginning. But you also meet so many people, so I think that's the best part of it.
Great, Mo, you want to say something?
You mean concerning Dan's comment?
Yeah, because you're...
Yeah, he did a great job, and his German is excellent. Honestly, really, really, really good. And you shouldn't be nervous. Shouldn't be nervous speaking to people. It's just, I mean, it's almost flawless. So
yeah, you haven't heard me try to speak Mandarin.
All right, Mo, why don't you introduce yourself now, since you're already...
Yeah, okay. So my name is Mo. This is my second A1C, and this time I took on Mandarin Chinese. And yeah, it was tough. Mandarin is a really, really tough language, and I think the Add1Challenge like really helped me to be more consistent and like to get rid of old bad habits. And like I think in one of my comments I wrote that like I had a lot of nays in my tracker, so it wasn't bad. It just happened, and I got back on track, and it was a cool experience. And yeah, I tried to speak a lot, and I practice a lot of my handwriting, so it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Great, way to go for getting back on track. All right, so and then next is Agnes. She's not here. She has to work on Sundays too, so she can't make it today. But she's Hungarian, Agnes, and man, I wish I could show a picture of her. But because she was so enthusiastic, she printed Add1Challenge t-shirt herself. Wish I could show this to you, but it's all right. So so she was learning English, and what she got was that I got a helping team with Add1Challenge, what I always needed. Nobody in my environment is very helpful, so she really appreciate the community of the Add1Challenge. And she said, my success after the Add1Challenge, I visited my niece in the UK. I've never felt so comfortable and confident before. And also, I've just finished my very first online course in English. Let's see, what's it say? Oh, okay. And also, how to remember everything. Now, how brain works and how to use memory techniques. I really enjoyed it and learned a lot. And so basically, she was just really, I think, after she learned English the way that she learned that like a new world opened up for her. That's what she's trying to say. Like she can learn, she can go to UK travel, and she can learn different online classes in a different light. So she loved the A1 Challenge. Great. Okay, last person, Luke.
Hey guys, my name's Luke. So I was in A1C23 taking on Cantonese, and I'm native English speaker from England. And what I got out of the challenge, I thought it gives you a really real sense of like accountability, and I was able to kind of figure out what works for me. It was the talking about versus your study time was quite good. So now every day since the Add1Challenge was finished, even still now, apart from when I was at Glastonbury, I've still done my hour study time. I found out what works for me and how to listening to dialogues and stuff like that. I pushed myself to speak a lot in the challenge, and I found a lot of speaking partners, and had a bunch of people help me out, including Choi in this hangout helped me out an absolute ton. So yeah, I thought it was really fun and I really enjoyed it. So thanks for having me.
All right, so polyglots, would you guys like to give your comments to the finalists before we announce the winner very soon? Very soon. Ooh.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I can start. Let me look at my handy notes. I always take notes. Just let me show you the notes that I have here about every single candidate. And so this is the first one, was Add1Challenge 20. How much? 21? What is it?
22.
So Vedran, Tatiana, and Daniel, you all had already a knowledge of the languages that you were learning, and all of you were actually pretty good when you when you made the first. It was. I think we never had a situation like where pretty good. So always for me, I look for how difficult it is for the person to learn the language, given the language that person already speaks. I think it was difficult this time was Vedran and Tatiana, since they had to.
Did he freeze, or was it just me?
Job than Daniel, because German is a little bit closer to English than Italian is to Croatian or Russian. So I have to comment on Daniel's accent. It was very, very, very nice in German. Especially in the first video, I was like, wow, how is Daniel going to speak after 90 days if in the first video was so good? And accents of Vedran and Tatiana, of course, very, very nice too, but Daniel's accent struck me as the sort of as the best one. Now, out of the two, for Vedran and Tatiana, I have to say that in the 90-day video, both of them were almost at the same level of fluency, which is really strange because it almost never happens to have two people who start at the same level and end up at the same level. And I'm not going to say who did a better job, because we're going to leave of the but it was all details that made two, and I will say then in the end when we asked the very small details, it was small details in pronunciation, and then it's more when you are constantly interrupted and asked questions, as if when you have to speak on your own and you can say whatever you want. So one of you was able to be better than the other one, and I picked that person. So
great, thank you for your detailed analysis. All right, Richard and Jan, is there anything you'd like to say quickly?
I think that's a very good reason to just let Vlad go last every time when he has to say something. ridiculously thorough. I think that I agree that actually all three of them made, you made really great progress. Dan, I've got to say, from studying at school so long ago, your first video impressed me. You could see that you were reaching in the recesses of your mind to try and pull out words in that first video. And by the 90 days, I was actually quite amazed by how much you'd picked up. And I don't know how much of that was remembering things, how much of it was sort of relearning, or how much of it was new learning. It's always difficult to say during these processes. But there was a real marked difference between the two sort of sides of the challenge. And as Vlad said as well, with the Italians, it was quite a unique story to see sort of similar levels going in and similar levels coming out. So yeah, I just think you all did a fantastic job, I've got to say.
Yeah, there is not much more that I can add to that. So congrats to all with the progress, and let's find out who's the winner.
All right, so the winner for Add1Challenge 22 is, drumroll, is Vedran. Yay! Congratulations, man. Can you unmute yourself and tell us how you feel?
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, awesome. Yeah, wow. Can be better. Yeah, just to make sure, it's not because of my birthday today, right?
Oh, no.
We didn't know what you
We didn't know
because
it was
it's
birthday,
just
but happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
present.
Thank you. Wow, what a perfect present for today. Wow, unbelievable. Yeah, wow. I don't know what to say. I'd just like to add, I was talking to Tatiana a lot because we were both in Italian and stuff, and she was really awesome and a great inspiration. So I mean, I followed Daniel also through the challenge, and they were both awesome as well. So we all kind of inspire each other and push each other. That was one of the beauties of the challenge, I think. Yeah. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, everyone deserves to win, but we can only have one winner because, but I find it really beautiful in this hangout. It's like, Tatiana, who's also a finalist, but she's not here. You guys are helping each other, and Luke Troy is helping Luke. Like, everybody's mentioning, like, people in the hangout, how they're helping each other. Mo's helping Daniel. Like it's really great to see how everyone's helping each other to achieve the goal that you guys all have, which is the 50-minute conversation. So congratulations again, and yeah, great. So the next Add1Challenge. So all the judges, okay, let's let Jan go first, so maybe he has something to say.
Yeah, about the second challenge, 23, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that Luke did a great job. In his 30-day video, I think he was, well, maybe a little bit prepared, but it was okay. He had already some foundation in Cantonese. Day video, you could already see the progress, and in the 90-day videos, yeah, he had a really nice, spontaneous conversation in Cantonese. You could understand the girl he was talking to very well. I mean, there were some miscommunications, but I think overall that his vocabulary was pretty impressive, and he was doing a good job holding the conversation. And that's what it's all about in the Add1Challenge, right? Then we had Huziks. Sorry, I don't know how I don't speak Hungarian. Don't know how to pronounce that name.
Agnes.
Agnes. It's just Agnes. Oh, yeah, she did a very good job as well, huh? With English, as a few of the videos we also discussed Agnes before we started this hangout, and yeah, also Vlad. Vlad told us that it's very very difficult for a Hungarian speaker to learn English, and she did a very good job on that. And then Mo, learning Mandarin, I think isn't easy. And after 90 days, he was holding a conversation. I mean, there was still, he could not all the time go in every detail, and I'm sure there were some words that he didn't know, but I think he did a very good job in finding a way around, like expressing himself in a different way to make the same point, and eventually, yeah, to hold this conversation. Yeah, congrats to all of you.
Great. Richard?
Okay, so before Vlad comes in with all his details, it's good to get a shot. So I completely agree with Jan that, you know, with Agnes, actually, you know, she said she does speak fluent German, which will have helped with English. But I think one of the important things to note was that she could speak English, and it sounded fairly good. I mean, most native English speakers were like, wow, she doesn't need to learn English, she already speaks. But you could see the sort of the details, and she was really trying to stretch herself by going through books and really stretching her vocabulary to get a deeper knowledge. And I think, you know, all credit to her. I think it's great when someone makes the extra effort to really improve their level in a language that they already speak, and feels to native speakers, okay, they can already speak it well enough to do most things that they would need to do. And I think, you know, hats off to her, she did a great job. And, you know, with Luke, I was just like, I was listening out for words I could understand from Mandarin. And I actually find it really funny listening to Cantonese and picking those words out, the conversation. In the beginning, yeah, I mean, the fact that you've been doing it for just, what was it, a couple of months before you made the first video, the Day Zero video, I was like, wow, this is really, really good already. And then, you know, listening to the final video as well, yeah, like Jan said, I mean, Jan speaks Cantonese, I don't. I can get a few words from the little Mandarin that I have, but that's about as far as it goes. And it sounded really good, especially because, you know, pronunciation in Cantonese is tough, and you know, to understand everything that a Cantonese native speaker is saying to you after what is relatively a very short amount of time learning the language is not easy. So yeah, fantastic job. And Mo, yeah, I mean, you've got the motivation with the time in Taiwan, I guess, coming up. So you know, wonderful to hear you speaking, and you did a great job as well, you know, communicating your ideas in what is a difficult language. I'm sure with the characters, your background in Japanese has helped, but it's also very confusing to study both of those languages, I know. So you know, reading a text when you studied one and getting it right in the other one, the tendency and the sort of the desire to pronounce it in the other language is really tough. So you know, great job. Well done to all three of you. Again, very tough decision to pick a winner.
Vlad, do you have anything to add?
I can sum it up in 3 words, but I mean, yeah, I have something. It was, well, wonderful job, all of you. Again, I was looking for the most difficult task and for the greatest progress. And so I guess the most difficult task, probably Luke had the most difficult task. But like I said, the Hungarians learning English is something like, it's also pretty difficult for them. So I just wanted to really congratulate Agnes for how much she's improved, because it was amazing. She used expressions after 90 days, like I just wrote one, definitely outside of my comfort zone, which is amazing compared to like when I looked at her speak 90 days ago. I mean, the first video that she made, and then after 90 days, she just threw in expressions like that. Wonderful, wonderful progress. But unfortunately, she had a easier task still, because she already spoke English when she started the challenge, and English is an easier language still to learn for her than Cantonese or Mandarin is for Luke or Mo. So unfortunately, I couldn't choose Agnes, but she just really, I was so happy listening to her when she was speaking after 90 days. It was just a fantastic amount of progress that she had. And now Luke and Mo. So Mo, I wrote wow. When I heard you, I wrote wow after I've seen the your first video, because it was just, your pronunciation was great, everything was great, and you lost the momentum somehow. Unfortunately, in the last 90 days, the video after 90 days, you said you were tired, and I think had it not been for that, I would have chosen you, because you just, throughout, you know, the first video and then after the first couple of videos, were, you could really see the progress and everything. Unfortunately, maybe you just had a bad day, the day that you made the last video. So I decided for someone else. That was Luke in my case, because I think you and Mo and Luke started at the same level, but Luke did finish at a higher level. So for me, it is Luke. So congratulations to all three of you. But we don't know if it's going to be Luke or not. So who's the winner? So now we're going to announce.
Great. The winner, I say this because all 6 of you guys, all the finalists that are really really participating in the community, really sharing. Can you guys hear me? Am I frozen? I'm okay? Okay, good. Yeah, everybody who not only made progress in your language learning, also did participate in the Add1Challenge, in the community, supporting other, and so I really thankful for everybody who participated, and also all the finalists, because you guys really contributed to the community by commenting, sharing your progress, and sharing your yays, sharing your nays, like Mo, you know, like it's really fun to see, and I just want to thank all of you. So the person who wins that Add1Challenge 23 is Luke. Why do I hear women screaming?
You know what? It was really hard for me, because they were practicing with me, like with a lot of times with Luke, with Mo, and for me it was really hard to wait for my friends. One of my friends will win this challenge, and I will feel, I don't know, confusing. But congratulations for all. Especially for Luke, because he will come to Macau visiting me.
Great. So let's see what Luke has to say. Thank you for supporting your mastermind group, and I know you support both of them a lot.
Yeah.
So I know that's why you're here, to really support both of them, your friends.
Yeah.
So Luke, you want to say?
I don't really know what to say. Thank you honestly so much. I mean, I thought this challenge was just so much fun. For me, it really took away from being me in my bedroom to kind of going around and telling everyone I could meet and find what I'm doing, and it's just so much fun. I mean, Choi and Mo both helped me out a lot during the challenge, and I don't think I would have got as far as I did without the help. So I just want to say thank you for putting me in the challenge, and I think now I'm going to Hong Kong next week, so that's really interesting, and I'm going to be trying English for 2 weeks, so I'm gonna, fingers crossed, and so thank you.
Hello, can you guys hear me? All right. Thank you, Luke. Congratulations. All right. So this finale is always great, because I think everyone's happy, even the people who didn't win, I think, right? Because, you know, Mo and Danny, you want to say something? No, don't want to say anything. I'm not happy.
Oh, no, sure. This is great. I mean, everybody. Yeah.
Well, I have to thank Vlad because, like, when he's writing down that my pronunciation was great, so I'm really believing that, and that's really cool. You're one of my language idols, so that's cool.
Awesome. All right, so thank you so much for participating, especially the polyglots and also all the participants. So before we go, all the polyglots, you want to share how people can find you guys? Okay, why don't you go first? Don't be shy now. Come on.
Do you want me to go first? Okay.
Yes.
So at the moment, you can find me in Canada. I'm going to be at the Langfest at the end of the month. So if any of you are around, it'd be great to see you. Come up and say hello. I'm in Montreal for that. And then, of course, there's the Polyglot Conference that's taking place in Reykjavik in Iceland at the end of October. Tickets are on sale for that. Polyglotconference.com. And just if you've not been to one of these events, really recommend coming, because the inspiration and the motivation that you get from the Add1Challenge, it's like that, and really intense, because you meet lots of great people who love learning languages, who love languages generally. And I've just heard so many stories of people going away just feeling super motivated to learn more and come away with great friends like you get in this community. So really recommend it for anyone who's studying their first language or studying their 31st language. It doesn't matter. Everyone's made to feel welcome. And all you need to do is just love languages and have a good attitude, and you'll do fine. So, and congratulations once again. And thank you also to Brian and to Nina for their work on this, and wish you all the best, Brian, for the future. And it's been a pleasure having being part of this, and and
it's not over yet. We still have 2 more finale.
Oh, this isn't the final one with you.
No,
I thought this is the final one with you.
No. There's 2 more, because I'm still.
Okay, we're not letting you go yet then.
I'm not going yet. All good. And I just want to say, it's true what Richard's saying. The inspiration of the N1 Challenge, a lot of it came from that first polyglot conference that I've been to in Hungary that Richard held. So everything Richard said was true, that you meet a lot of great people, and really gave me the inspiration to start the N1 Challenge. And Richard's been supporting me ever since. So I'm really thankful for Richard's support. So if you have a chance to go to the Polyglot Conference, I highly recommend it. Great.
So we run a website and a YouTube channel where we help people to learn a language from scratch and to reach a level at which they can hold conversations quickly, as soon as possible, in a matter of weeks. I would say maybe months. You can find us at languageboost.biz, B-I-Z, and we also have a YouTube channel. It's called the same name, Language Boost. If you search for that on YouTube channel, you can find lots of videos where we give language learning tips and tricks, where we help you to learn a language, and we also share our own language learning journey, traveling around the world. See you there.
I have a language learning blog, which is called foreverastudent.com. I don't contribute that much, but I'll try to improve. I always tell myself that I need to do that more often. But I have a YouTube channel where I try to upload videos quite often, which is just my name, basically, Vladimir Skultety, S-K-U-L-T-T-Y. And I wrote a book about Chinese characters. I've been writing it for 5 years, working on it very hard. So if you're learning Chinese and you would like to learn a little bit about Chinese characters, about their history in a very fast, effective way, check it out if you like. So you'll find it on my blog too. Brian, thank you very much for inviting us again.
Thank you so much.
Is your book based on simplified or traditional characters?
Both of them are inside, because you can go, if you go to my blog, you can download a 50-page preview, and you will see how it works. So both of them, simplified and traditional, both.
I just want to say Vlad knows what he's talking about in terms of Chinese. I know he don't look Chinese, but he knows what he's talking about. So definitely go check it out. For Jan, I I want to say, Jan, you know, he had a really inspiring goal. I don't know when he said it, but the goal was by when he's turned 30. He wants to share a little bit about that, because you mentioned about traveling the world and learning languages. And you just turned 30, so.
I just turned 30 last week. I'm not sure, but I think it was around that time when I met you, Brian, and also Richard for the first time in person at the conference in Budapest. When was that? 4 or 5 years ago? I think it was a little bit after that when I decided, you know, I had lived in different places, and I spoke already, had already learned a few languages. And I thought, why not set the goal for myself to visit 100 countries and to become at least conversational in 10 languages before my 30s. And it was a bit challenging, but yeah, I actually managed to do it. I visited my 102nd country 2 weeks ago, I think. It was El Salvador. I also wrote a huge blog post about the whole journey, like how I financed all the travels, how I did it basically, also how much it costs in detail. Wrote a huge blog post about that. I think if you Google for, oh shit, I forgot the name of the blog post. What was it? I think it was something like how I traveled to 100 countries before 30, something like that. If you Google, you can also find it on our website. Just go to our website. You'll find it there, languageboost.biz again. Thanks, Brian. Has been a pleasure, and hope to see you next time in these final.
Yeah, so there's 2 more finale. Thank you, everybody, for participating, and people who are watching this. Congratulations to all the finalists, and congratulations to all the winners. Please message me, or I'll message you, or the winner, and then we'll give you the procedures of how we can move forward so you can claim your prize. All right, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to join the Add1Challenge, you can still go to add1challenge.com to sign up to apply, and then when the next Add1Challenge opens up, when the special person who actually is going to take over the Add1Challenge, you find out soon, and you'll be able to join the Add1Challenge continuously. Yes. All right, so thank you so much, everybody. You guys have a good day, and see you soon.
Take care. Thank you.